Hi, I'm Amber Antonelli, and this is Anthony Esposito, and we are here in Costa Rica at Awaken Your Soul Iboga Retreats. Today we're going to talk to you a little bit about the logistics of what an Iboga ceremony here at our beautiful property looks like. Take it away, Maestro.
Voila. So the Iboga ceremony starts typically here at Awaken Your Soul around 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and we start around a fire. So we have a fire circle, and our intention is to open up the space, protect the space, just cleanse the energy, invite in the spirits, the ancestors to help look after us and to help protect us during the ceremony. And we share the teachings and the wisdom of the medicine. We integrate what we've learned from working with Iboga for almost 8 years now.
What we've learned about life in general.
We learned about life in general, what we've learned about the Bwiti tradition. So we share the teachings of medicine, the Bwiti tradition, and then at some point within the first hour, we'll serve the medicine. We'll go around the circle and serve the medicine to everybody and wait for the effects to kick in and connect to the fire as well while we're in the ceremony.
Can you talk a minute about the medicine itself, what we serve?
Sure. So we have the natural root bark, the Iboga root bark from the indigenous tribes, from the Bwiti tribes in Gabon. We also receive medicine from the Congo as well. And so to administer that, we do a scoop of root bark, so anywhere between maybe 4 grams to 8 grams, just depending on somebody's tolerance. Mm-hmm. And then oftentimes people need a second or third dose, and sometimes rare occasions they need 4th and 5th dose. And so when someone needs more medicine and the bark has been a bit taxing on their system, then we introduce the total alkaloid, which is the TA, that I make, just doing a very gentle extraction, just using 5% vinegar, and that's it. And so that I put into pill form after the medicine dries out over the extraction period, and it's much easier on the system. So if somebody does need more medicine and has a higher tolerance, it's just easier. And then also some people have done research online and they hear about the TA and they request it. So we have both. We have both the root bark as well as the total alkaloid. And yeah, after about half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, the effects start to kick in. You start to feel them. And Amber's going to talk about some of the physical effects of the medicine. But once the medicine starts, you start feeling it, we bring everybody to the temple area, which is what we're in right now. The fire's over there, and so then the mattresses are laid out, and the temple is lit up with candles. It looks really beautiful and inviting, and then you spend the rest of the evening until 6 a.m. in the morning on mattresses. With blindfold.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the whole purpose of that is to go within with the medicine and not be so stimulated by the outside energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really powerful internal experience. You can take Iboga and in other spaces, Africa, for example, in the temples. It's very, very sensory overload, and so it can make it a lot easier to go completely within ourselves when we have the blindfold on and we're just in our own lane. So that's a really important component here, that how we were taught to serve the medicine. So some of the physical effects, it really affects the senses. So it can make your body have trouble walking and feeling movement. Of course, we are here to help facilitate you to and from the bathroom. If you want to get up and go to the fire, that's no problem. We are here to support you. We do small groups. We do typically 1 facilitator to every 2 guests, more or less. And then, so you can start to hear auditory hallucinations. Of course, visual hallucinations. Hallucinations. I mean, like, you're very, very clear and grounded in the medicine. So you'll know that you're on the mattress. You know that you're at Awaken Your Soul. But you might be seeing, some aspects of your life, some aspects of your childhood playing out, some strange, subconscious dumping from, media and different imagery that we've, ingested over all of our years.
Lots of faces.
Lots of faces, yeah. the auditory hallucinations can come alive in the music a lot. You can think that you hear voices talking nearby you. That's a pretty. That's an overview of like the senses. Your sight, of course, becomes diminished. The light can get really intense. We don't use any artificial light, candles only throughout the whole ceremony. The purge is another physical aspect of the medicine. Affecting the body can come in multiple ways. It can be through yawning, crying, sneezing, laughing, frequent urination, occasional diarrhea, certainly controllable enough to get you to the bathroom in time. And then, of course, the vomiting purge, which, I would say probably every guest experienced some element of these options. Hi, she can come. It's okay. We got a baby's awake. So it can raise your heart rate initially, the medicine in the beginning, and then it will slow it down. So that's a very common thing, to feel your heart rate speed up. It calms and smooths the central nervous system. So you'll feel it sometimes like in a shaking. Say hi. Buenos dias. A shaking. And then, ultimately it's scrubbing the brain. So that's something really important to note, that you can actually feel sometimes a sensation of how it's working in the mind. And then, why don't you take Discovery Day?
Yeah, and before that, there's the body temperature can go up and down.
Up and down, so we suggest people wear layers.
Sure, and then we have blankets, and there's also there's a lot of energy moving around with this medicine, and so sometimes people feel like shaking, like just kind of shaking out any trauma or anxiety or any type of stored energy or blockages that have been in the body for quite some time. So that's very common as well. Picture like an arc, like a rainbow, and there's a 24-hour arc with this medicine, meaning that the moment that you take it, the sensations, you're going to keep feeling the medicine for up to 24 hours. I mean, you're going to feel it afterwards, of course, but I'm talking about the strong effects between 4 to 7 hours, and then you start to come down from the arc, and the medicine starts to calm in the body, and you could really ground. So like the next day after ceremony, we call it the Discovery Day. It's a really vital and important day to be with yourself. No distractions, no phones, journaling, walking around the nature and barefoot, going into the natural swimming pool, really connecting to yourself and connecting to the wisdom of the medicine and connecting with the nature and being with the teachings and what you're receiving, so you could write it down or you could just really absorb it in your body, your mind and your soul. So Discovery Day is actually like
sometimes more powerful even than the ceremony itself.
We really love Discovery Day because everything's really quiet. The music is turned off finally. You'll all be happy about that. And once we shut the music down,
it's beautiful music, but it can be intense.
Yes, and you might hear the music like in the jungle, even though that we have it off. Like your senses are really heightened, as Amber was explaining before in the beginning of the video. So Discovery Day is so important. Unlike other medicines, this Iboga is going to continue to work through that next day, and then of course the following day, the next week, and then the integration process with Iboga is very, very deep, which we'll share in another video, because it's pretty extensive information that we want to share.
Yeah, beautiful. If you have any more questions, you can feel free to email us. There's a link below to our website. You can contact us directly, have a phone call. There's also a lot of other informative videos here on what we do and how we do it. So thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you.
Hope to see you soon.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.